Riley Brown here with Go AZ Cats senior editor Matt Moreno. Matt, we're a couple weeks out from signing day now. In 2015, Arizona didn't sign a quarterback, but they've got their eye on a couple of them now. Update us on those guys.
Well, you mentioned it. Obviously, Rich Rodriguez not signing a quarterback is kind of rare. He mentioned on signing day that he couldn't remember the last time that happened or if it ever happened. So kind of a strange turn of events for Arizona in 2015 that they didn't get a quarterback. A lot of the guys they had their eye on committed pretty early on and kind of left the area. So for 2016, they've wasted no time, really. I mean, they got a lot of offers out to some quarterbacks. They're going to take one in 2016. I mean, it's going to happen. Now it's just a matter of who. Obviously, we've talked about Devon Modster as kind of that guy that they had their eye on early on. Last season, Arizona was the first to offer him, and he liked Arizona. He visited, has watched him a few times, and but he's a guy that sounds like he's kind of wait out the process a little bit. He's starting to get some more offers come in. Kind of likes the feel of being a recruit now and having the attention, I think, and so that might not play necessarily so much into Arizona's plans. I'm sure they'll wait a little bit for him, but they've got a lot of offers out, like we mentioned. I think one guy to keep an eye on is Khalil Tate out of Sarah High School in Gardena in California, and he's got a lot of big offers already. He's got Florida State on his offer list, USC's on his offers list, UCLA. But a lot of the schools don't want him at quarterback. And Arizona, being the smart program that they are, they said, you can come play quarterback for us. So right now, Arizona's in the top three for Khalil Tate. Versatile guy. USC likes him at receiver. Some of these other schools like him at receiver. But he's told me his heart is on playing quarterback, and he thinks he can do it at the next level. And that's one reason Arizona's in there. He played a similar offense at his high school, and he thinks it's a good spot for him. So I think he's one to keep an eye on.
How much is the success of last season going to start factoring into this 2016 recruiting process?
It's already starting to. I mean, if you kind of look at what these kids are saying, what these 2016 recruits are saying, they might not necessarily say it's because of the success that they like Arizona, but it just sounds different right now than in years past. I think when you listen to some of these recruits and what they're saying, especially the high four-star guys, some of these higher end, highly recruited guys, they're mentioning Arizona, that they like Arizona, they want to visit Arizona. Those are all good things that Rich Rodriguez wants to hear about his program, and I think that's directly related to the success Arizona had last season with 10 wins, Pac-12 South title, beating ASU. All those things kind of play into all this recruiting stuff, and for Arizona, it's starting to sound like it might be a good year.
I talked to Justin Holt last season. He said he didn't want to commit soon. Do you see him being the first guy to pull the trigger for that 2016 class, or is it going to be somebody else?
Well, we'll see. Obviously, Trevor Spates is already committed, but he committed a while back and before all the success and before everything. But we'll see with Justin Holt. He's kind of you can't get a good read on him sometimes, so we'll see what happens. I think he's content kind of waiting out the process. Obviously, Arizona would love to have him. They've kind of made that clear. He's been to practice here a lot, and local Tucson guy, so he gets out here a lot, and South Point kid as well. So much like Cam Denson, Kalen DeBoski, all these guys, they kind of waited their process out when they kind of knew all along they were going to go to Arizona. So we'll see if Justin Holt follows that same pattern. But I think eventually he'll end up at Arizona. I think he's shown that he likes Arizona a lot, and they kind of the feeling is mutual between him and Arizona, and we'll see. But we'll see if he's the first one to pop. I think he's going to wait a little bit longer, but you never know. If Arizona puts some pressure on him, maybe he decides, well, I'm going to end the process. But I think one guy to keep an eye on is Logan Gamble, kid out of Long Beach, California. Arizona was his first offer. They just offered him earlier this month. I talked to him, and he was very excited about his offer. He said a lot of the things that you hear when a guy is leaning towards the school and kind of sounding like he's going to commit. Logan Gamble said a lot of those things when I talked to him, and obviously he's a guy that he likes Arizona. It's his first offer, his first football offer. He thought he was going to be a basketball player when he started out his high school career, switched over to full-time to football, and picked up an offer. So he's kind of waiting out the process right now, but he's set for a visit here soon, and we'll see what happens.
What are some of those things that he told you? Because I know when you talked to him, he said that his Arizona offer was a dream come true. That sounds to me like a guy who's kind of made up his mind.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, dream come true is a good thing. I'm sure Rich Rodriguez likes hearing. Happy, excited, all those kinds of words that kids use when they get those offers and when they really are interested in a school. Sometimes these recruits will play some games and say some things, but with him, I got the sense it was sincere. That he likes Arizona. He's familiar with the school already, which is a plus for Rich Rodriguez and his staff. I think now it's just about kind of finalizing some things, seeing how things go. Obviously, some new offers could totally change things and make it flip all the way around, but he sounds like Arizona is the place he wants to be, at least at this stage, and his visit soon will kind of maybe be the next step in that, and you never know what could happen once he gets out here and sees things for himself.
What are some important dates coming up that we should know about?
Well, obviously I mentioned Logan Gamble coming out here next month. He's coming out for Junior Day. Obviously, some schools tend to do it a little differently. Some schools will have those Junior Days right after the signing period to kind of try and capitalize on all that momentum, all that kind of excitement from the last class and get those 2016 guys involved. Arizona's waiting a little bit longer, letting some of those offers get out there, testing the waters, kind of putting out some feelers, seeing where guys are, and they'll bring some guys on campus in early March, and it's going to pack a punch. Sounds like the list is starting to kind of come together now with guys that are planning to get out here to Tucson once that day comes, and there's going to be some highly recruited guys, some 4-star guys, along with some guys that Arizona's going to want to add in this class, and that'll be the next big step. And I think that's a great opportunity for Arizona to show what the success of last season means to this class, and it'll be their chance to kind of put their best foot forward for a lot of these recruits.
All right, thank you, Matt. As always, for all things Arizona football, keep checking back with us. For GoAZCats.com, I'm Riley Brown.